Amen.
That is a total of $2,000.
All right. Well, then I'm going to go by what you say. We're going to get down. If you didn't give but $4.25, we're going to get to you today. Touch a neighbor and say, this is the day of giving. I'm trying to do it orderly. So if you're in the line and your total doesn't equal $2,000, you can just slip out while ain't nobody looking right now, and we're going to call you to come back.
Yeah, so there's all the good videos I could find on that, different angles, different conversations, but to me, that's a lot of instructions to give money. Like, so let's back up a little bit. This is not the first time this year that we've seen confusion or video go viral over giving money. All right, we know with the Marvin Sapp thing that happened, and that we had fun with that, to close the doors. And this has always happened. Now Marvin Winans, what's up with these Marvins? Marvin Winans is now under fire because of the original video. You saw him, they used the word shun, but he just kind of embarrassed the lady that was giving from her heart. It doesn't matter the amount, who was giving to the church. And then, he let her know that that wasn't his instructions. Well, if you listen to the instructions, they weren't clear at all. There was too many people he was calling for different lines and amounts, and that's confusing. Just give. So I think, we dogged Marvin Winans, Bishop Winans, because of the original clip. And then when you see the different angles and the different talking points that he gave, it's just like, dude, you just confused everybody. Like, that's a lot to do. Like, if we're going to give the church, give from the heart, let's just give. Why does it matter? Why are we putting a dollar amount on it? Or why are we pointing out the people who can give this much versus the people who can't give that much? If the church is all about giving, or am I buying my way into heaven? Was that what we're doing? Is there a dollar amount I have to spend to get there? Or if it's from the heart, why can't I just give food? Can I feed hungry families and that be enough? So I think the confusion, and I'd love to get E. Rich's take on this since he's a PK, but the confusion and just the stamp amount that you put on these offerings just puts a bad stigma already on what we know about the Black church, and this is why a lot of people stay out, because it's all about the money and not the faith or the blessings. So let's start with you, Kendall B. I know you covered this. Thoughts on this?
I may not be a PK, but I'm an SSTS, Sunday School Teacher's Son. So I'm so familiar growing up in the Baptist church, specifically the Black Baptist church, and yeah, I work on Sundays now, so I'm not regularly in the sanctuary. I will turn on some church on Sunday mornings, and I am disturbed, honestly, that a lot of churches have turned the tithes and offerings portion of the service into the majority of the service, or at least so it seems. It goes on for 15, 20, sometimes 30 minutes, depending on one of these, bigger churches, mega churches. Not even the mega churches doing it anymore. It's smaller churches. And I understand that's a part of worship. I get that. And the whole phrase that God loves a cheerful giver. But what happened in this particular case, what Bishop said, I'm not down for, because you might be there for 4 hours taking money, but I'm going home. I'm going down the street to get some soul food and going home, because I'm not going to be up in there 4 hours watching people give money like that. I thought the whole thing was rude on his part, even though he did apologize. Yeah. And we saw a couple of different angles on that. Another woman came up, and like you said, Kaleo, the math's not mathing. It's like, okay, what do you do? Say, okay, if you want to give $1,000, you go here. Quit doing the 1 + 1 = 2 + 3 - 8. It's way too much. If you've got that to give, then go ahead and do that. Plus, also, I don't need to be called out in front of the church about how much money I am giving to the church. If I'm going to give $1,000 to the church, 10,000, $1 million, or just $1, it's going to be between me and the Lord. It ain't going to be between you, the trustees, the pastor, and everybody knowing that I'm giving $1,000. Because who's waiting out in the parking lot to hit me upside the head? People might not know I have $1,000 or $10,000. If I'm giving $10,000, they might think, oh, you got more than that, and then they're gonna gaffle me out in the parking lot. So I'm not down with it, and I know they're trying to build a brand new sanctuary. This building fund allegedly been going on for 25 years, but all this show is just way too much to handle, and I am not happy with the state of being of churches all around making that tithe and offering thing the biggest thing that they do every single Sunday. Give me some inspiration, preach the word, teach the word. I'll give you what I can give you at the time, and then let's keep it pushing.
It seems like the offering is longer than a sermon these days, right?
Yeah.
And then real quick before you go, my bad, CB.
You're good.
The second lady they showed that didn't make the viral video all this week, the one that actually he shunned her, he got rude with her because of his math was wrong.
Right. Yeah.
You counting pockets now? All right, my bad. Go ahead, CB. Tell us what you like about the black church.
As someone who, faith and all that was a big part of childhood. Going to church on Sundays was always, that was a big part of the week. This is the kind of behavior that, turns me off from a lot of the stuff that comes with it. And because the way I was raised was, it isn't the amount. Because if, say, someone only has $100 to their name and they give that $100, that means way more than someone who's giving 10,000, 20,000, who has millions. You know what I mean? So, this is the kind of behavior that, me personally, that's not what the relationship with the Lord is, and all that. You know what I mean? It's not about a dollar figure, and it's not about the public show. I personally think that people that go around parading the charity that they do, rather than just letting their own work do the work, that kind of stuff, the need of attention and all that is that just turns me off. You know what I mean? So this is the kind of behavior that is it's getting the backlash that it is, and in my mind, rightfully so.
Right. And I think the backlash is warranted. And you got to understand, there's a lot of layers to the black church, and, people get it. And then real quick, the lady, she laughed it off, said they had a good laugh afterwards. I mean, she's not, she's not making a big deal out of it, but we are, as we should. Thoughts on this, Kim?
I want to backtrack a minute to what Cousin Kendall said, that he's not going to sit there for 4 hours. He would get up and leave. But we have to keep in mind that this particular pastor closes the doors. So you wouldn't be going anywhere. Shut those doors. But seriously, I piggyback everything that CB said and completely agree with that. And the first thing I thought about, I don't know if you guys listen to other morning shows, but Dee Dee in the Morning had a lady write in because she walked into the pastor's office and the pastor had the secretary bent over the desk, and they paid her $5,000 to be quiet and leave the church. And then she found out a week later that the pastor told everybody that she stole the money for the church. So I was like, so does Pastor Winans need some money to pay off some blackmail? What's going on for real, for real? But yeah, this whole thing just reminds me, is Jesus turning over the tables of the church. Come on, people, let's get with the word. Let's get with the spirituality of it all. Money, I understand, is necessary for everybody, but no one should be put on the spot about how much they give ever. That should be, like Kendall said, between me and the Lord. Like CB said, me and the Lord, and that's it.
Yep. So, I mean, that's the thing too. Churches have evolved so much, and the black church has always been a black church, but it's always been the feeling of, you get the choir, you're gonna leave with something, and then you get your little colorful envelope. Either if you're a member or you're a visitor, they know who you are. But now with these mega churches, that's the thing. Huge mega churches and social media, there's always a viral moment getting ready to happen. But then we also know that some of these pastors have, like you said, there's other sides. They're not always living the word that they preach, right? But come on, to give in, if people don't understand, he's asked for $2,000, to sow a seed. The more that you that you pour into the church, the more the blessings come back onto you, right? That kind of thing. And it's a lot. If my rent is $2,000 and I'm giving you my rent, I'm waiting for, like, okay, I'm giving you this 2,000 and I'm living on eggshells until when is the blessing come? Like, you can't. It's just,
you could argue that the blessing that you had was the 2,000 to pay the rent in the first place.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
you know, I like we've been talking about. It's not supposed. In my opinion, religion is not supposed to be for show.
right.
Agreed.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I say that.
Definitely.
And is the church helping these people? I mean, what I understand there's a building fund and all, but are you really helping your parishioners? If they gave you your last 2,000, now they're about to get evicted because they're 3 months behind in rent and they gave you the 2,000. Are you helping that person?
Right. Right. Real quick, we are back live on GenX TV YouTube, and I want to welcome in, who do I see there? I see Jen Glenn, Dave J on the mic, Tia, Airstream Queen Michelle, good to see you. Chauncey is hanging out there. Real Estate Poppy is there. Daydreamer is there. Three the Hard Way is also there. Now, y'all on YouTube, great to see you there. But make sure you download the GenX TV app as well on Fire Stick and Roku. Come on over on this side. You know, y'all, I can see y'all there. It's amazing there. I see the comments. If you got any questions for Coach Kim, put it in there, and we'll make sure we read them off. But make sure you download this wonderful app. It's Black Business Series. This is what it's all about. Support. We're not asking for $2,000.
No,
It's free.
it's free.
App Store, just download it. All right, now,
And we will not call you out if you choose to give. You know, if you want to give 2,000, that's cool.
yeah, exactly. All right, so my guy, album of the year last year, Chromacopia. Tyler the Creator is under some fire these days because he is finding out that the internet lives forever. Doesn't matter when you put something up or what you do. If it's been put on the internet, it's not going away whatsoever because somebody has it somewhere. And so Tyler facing some backlash from some 2014 tweets that are resurfacing that are probably buried deep into his Twitter. And then now I think just because of the algorithms, they started to resurface. Now, you know, Tyler has evolved in the type of personality he was when he first came out. He was nothing but kind of a troller. He still trolls, but he was heavy into trolling when he first came out. Odd Future, that's kind of what they did. That was his thing. And he just says some of the wildest stuff. And then if you go to his concerts, he still says some wild stuff. But some tweets that have resurfaced, which, you know, I think a lot of people are pissed off because he was given power to folks that don't necessarily look like him to make it okay to talk about folks that look like him. So one tweet about Black History Month, and we can cuss because we're on the app. I hate Black History Month. Why the fuck do you have to fucking separate niggas still? Oh, it's paying homage to our heroes. Fuck that. Okay. And Black people are currently mad right now, but in 2 weeks we'll be over it because they really don't care. Cool hashtag though, right? Okay. Where is the one? Okay. Well, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but we know while Robert is away, we know there was a video involving Robert and what he did. And there was a tweet about that. And pretty much he was saying that, you know, that is the most swagged out shit I ever seen in my life because he got away with it. So again, yeah, and then there was some stuff about Trayvon Martin, about Zimmerman. If Zimmerman does if this Zimmerman shit doesn't go right, I hope blacks don't riot or go on to prove to others that they're animals and shit like that. So this sounds very much like Tyler. I mean, we know he wrote it. I mean, he even turned the comments off on these tweets. So we know he's seen it, or at least somebody in his camp knows that these things are back viral again. And I don't know. I know we forgiveness is always the thing that we talk about, and people can evolve from being young and just trying to have, I mean, that's all the internet is right now. Social media is all about viral moments, and it's always typically about negativity and how you can say something to spark an outrage and get attention. There's a story about 3 or 4 weeks ago that happened at a college where someone had a lot of foul stuff, so things like that live on the internet. So I don't know if this is ever, if he's evolved from this, or we should give him another chance, or give him a chance to explain himself. But to me, he clearly has made money since these tweets. These tweets didn't really affect his career. They're just coming back to haunt him for a little bit. So, like Shannon Sharp and some other folks. So it's coming back to haunt him. So thoughts on this, CB, about Tyler and these tweets?
I mean, until Tyler says something, I wouldn't even know if this stuff actually bothers him. Because thinking about Odd Future back in the, the late 2000s, early 2010s, like a lot of it shock value. And, like you said, he, a lot of trolling, and people love to go back in time and spin stuff, to, cause a storm, whatever. I will not be surprised if at some point in the future, someone tries to doctor up the black white supremacist Chappelle show joint and try to be like, oh, look what Chappelle was doing. He was dressed up he was a Ku Klux Klan member, guys. You know what I mean? And if people don't have the context about the show, you're going to be like, oh my God. Like, so, I mean, I think that if Tyler really cared about this kind of stuff, like he would have had a team that would have erased all this stuff years ago. He doesn't seem to shy away from any of this stuff ever. And especially back in the day, like when this was going on, he wasn't alone doing this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he was standing out doing this kind of stuff. And so that, it doesn't necessarily excuse it, but it like gives some kind of explanation. He was just one of many that was, out here just causing a storm with whatever they were saying.
Real Estate Poppy wants to know, is Kendall doing baddie behavior tonight?
If you have music, I'll do it.
Kim, thoughts on Tyler?
I'll be honest, I never heard of him until you sent me this link. But I think because we talked about this not too long ago on the CAD podcast, how far is too far for shock value? And I think we're in that generation that is so far removed from the actual the pain and everything that our grandparents went through. Because now they're talking great grandparents. They're so far removed from the racial tension and everything that happened that I don't think they really understand what they're doing. So for them, it is like you were saying, a viral moment. It's a shock value type of thing. And I don't think he really gets the hurt that it causes my generation and up, or, the ones down. They're so far removed from it that they just don't get it. And it's just all about the next big moment, getting those followers, getting that attention, and not caring about people's feelings or what actually happened and what can happen, what is happening right in front of us right now, right beneath our feet, right beneath our noses, because this generation just doesn't get it.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
That's true.
Coach Kim, I mean, you bring up something that is very, very mindful in this point in time, is that not only you said that you did not know really about Tyler, which I mean that's fine that you don't, because I know about Tyler. I have to talk about him, write about him for work. There are some of his songs I do like, but I'm not like in that mix in that particular culture with that particular generation of hip hop and fans and whatnot. What's interesting is that people like us, probably with a little bit more maturity and experience, might remember this for a little while longer. Like uber hardcore Tyler the Creator fans, for the most part, probably see this and they might be outraged for half a second, but it's not going to cost them really anything, because as society goes on, we know that we have all kinds of things going on in this country, in this world, and they could seem like the worst thing ever, and then butterfly. Yeah, our attention is just taken away so quickly.
Yep.
And unless this was something that just kept going and going, and he just kept making news, like for instance, like Kanye, he just kept making news, so you couldn't avoid a lot of the things he was saying and doing. But even for him, he's been quiet lately, so he's gone under the radar again.
Yep.
Just like with these tweets, they may not be the best look for Tyler, and sure, he might lose some fans over this, but not many to really affect his bottom line. His next concerts will be sold out in 2026. His next festivals will go. His hardcore fans will be there. But it is a cautionary tale about watching what you post on social media, because even if it's for a small amount of time, it'll affect you one way or another. But now I don't think that even so that much will affect him going forward.
Yeah, I mean, the
I'm
world.
curious to know if.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm curious to know if his generation, I'm assuming they're teenagers, would be his main base. Do they really understand? Like, do they look at this? Let's say there's no parents around. Do they look at this and think, "Oh, this is funny. He's wearing, he's painted his face white or whatever," because they don't understand the story behind it? Do they really get it? Or did some adult come in and get offended? How did he do that? And now all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, there's something wrong." You know what I mean? Like, is there that education there for that generation? I'm just curious.
And that's a good question. I mean, Tyler's got to be what? I mean, so I'm 14. Tyler's going almost 30.
He's in his younger 20s.
Yeah, so
he's in his mid 30s now.
Mid 30s now. Okay,
Yeah.
so I mean, that was just his thing. When he first came out, it was just all shock value. I mean, it was just viral moments to build the brand, and I mean that was his form of marketing. And now, like, he's got what he wants, right? And so, like you said, Ken, I think all you gotta do is wait it out. Something else is going to come along. But in this case, maybe a tad different because his festival does kick off in 2 weeks, I believe, right? Camp Flognaw is approaching, I think, in 2 weeks, and he typically headlines his festival. So, I mean, still wait it out. I mean, there's always another moment. There's a big story about, I mean, everything. Taylor Swift's doing numbers here that'll probably toss it here. There's been a ballroom is being built in DC that put some sprinkles that'll get away. This gambling thing that's happening right now, that's just gonna bury him down the algorithms. So I mean,
so quick question, and then I'll leave it alone.
No, talk. There we go.
With the Tyler thing. So and with everything, with the Tyler thing, we say, okay, give it some time and it'll blow over. So going back to my question about the different generations. So this generation, give it some time, it'll blow over. But my generation and up is still mad at Chrisette Michelle for singing at the Trump thing. Time has come. So that's why I say there's got to be a difference in the education level, not the education, I don't even know the quite right word for it, but the sympathy or empathy level in the generations. Maybe because my generation and up is closer to those great grandparents or grandparents that went through some things or lived racial injustice versus the younger generation that's following behind Tyler haven't really lived it or experienced it, so they're kind of disassociated from it. So whereas my generation and up, we're standing firm, we're Black Panther. Chrisette Michelle's not getting another dime from us, even though that's been years ago. Right. But Tyler has come up.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's a good point. Chrisette Michelle never bounced back from.
Never bounced back.
She never bounced back. And I do think, like you said, that's a good point. It's probably a generational thing. Like, and typically, like Kendall said, and maybe like you said, Tyler's just not in your wheelhouse. I mean, he has to be in Kendall's wheelhouse, right? Because of the music and maybe because of just the storytelling or just being the headlines. But he's typically that's age. That's not really his market, right? So we can sit here and talk about it and know those tweets are offensive, and look at the age range he was in. Like he was young. If it doesn't, I mean, they just go back to 2014. Like they stopped at some point. So at some point, he either got off Twitter, somebody else was handling his Twitter, or that just wasn't his thing anymore. Like those viral moments, because obviously it's been huge. Other stories that happened since Zimmerman, right? There's been enough other stuff for him to talk about that just didn't happen, or hasn't been tweeted about.
And when it comes down, just real quick, when it comes down to Camp Flognaw, which is in November, the tickets have been sold. The travel has been done.
Yep.
If anybody cancels their tickets because of this, it might be less than 1%. If anybody cancels their trip, so people are still going to be there. And the only backlash that's going to happen there, most likely, is if there is a music journalist that's there, or a vlogger that tries to raise something if there's an interview. But other than that, they're still going to get paid. He's still going to get the money. So in a couple of weeks, maybe it won't be forgotten, but the cash is still going to come through for that.
Yep. There's always another.
The kids will keep buying.
Yeah, it's always another moment. Speaking of other moments,
welcome to D-Cup Customs, the most creative crafter in these streets. At the heart of the magic is Doreen. If you can dream it, she can create it. Need a one-of-a-kind piece for your business, your project, or even just your ego? We got you. And it's not just tumblers either. We have shot glasses, pens, mugs, badge reels. Basically, if it holds ink or drinks, we do it. And Doreen, she made me a custom Black Panther cup. I was drinking out of it and somebody wanted it so bad, they offered to buy it from me right then. And Doreen looked at me and did this.
Take it, fool. Turn down that good money.
Look at this piece. It's going to be amazing when it's done. But we don't just do ink and glitter. We also do custom vinyl. So again, if you can think of it, she can do it. We also love working with our guys, and we can't wait to work with you. So if you use the code WRSE15, you will get 15% off your order. Thanks. See you soon.
Shout out to the wonderful folks at D-Cup Customs. Save 15% WRSE 15. Shout out to Real Estate Poppy, Dimitri, and wonderful wife, Doreen. I got my D-Cup Custom I'm drinking out of right now. Look, there's me. There's We Are Something Else. There is, the Cherry Blossoms print symbol. There's Chuck Brown representing DC. Oh, there's Pharrell. And then there's the We Are Something Else. Boom, label right there. Oh, there, my shoe, Jordan 6. Custom made from D-Cup Customs. Shout out to them. WRC 15. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, hold on. Kendall's got something too. Boom, there you go, right there.
Hey.
Yep. Fighting Hoteps. GR,
D-Cup Customs, Doreen, Dimitri. Save 15%. All right, now the moment. We're here. It is time for our Black Business Series. And if you're just joining us, we are here with wonderful Coach Kim, founder of GenX TV, CEO. All right. Coach Kim, good to see you today.
It's
Finally.
an honor to be here.
Now, look, so if you don't know how the Black Business Series started, I would always like to tell guests how we started this. So me and CB, we've been at this for a while. Obviously, we had 238 episodes. Just for this podcast, and we've got other stuff too. But pandemic happened, and it kind of just put us down. And we were typically recording audio at Superfly's house. So I was our original producer, and we were looking to get in the video anyway. Pandemic happened for a reason, got pushed over, and we decided to do video. And we were like, well, what's the content? Because there's 1,000,001 podcasts that's happening. What are we going to do now? Everybody's sitting home. So we're like, well, you know what? Let's do Black Business Series. Let's see how people are, especially Black businesses are faring in this moment of shutdown. And we realized Black businesses are so resilient. They were actually booming and they had great stories to tell. So, and then we went on like a 6-month run of just nothing but Black businesses, because we're live every Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, YouTube, WRC podcast, and on GenX TV. You find us 6 months straight, nothing but Black businesses. So we decided to keep the series around, and now you are our Black Business Series guest for tonight. So how this is going to work is we're just going to ask questions about you, Black business, and, have some fun. So I'm going to lead off. First question. maybe later, but I want to hear the answer. So, how long did it take from just the thought of starting Gen X TV to bringing it to fruition, to us being here tonight? How long did that take?
From just the thought, about a year and a half.
Wow.
Yep, about a year and a half. That started because I was filming, I know, rabbit hole, going down the rabbit hole. I was filming my book, I turned it into a soap opera. So when we were filming that, and the channel that I was with at the time, which was Lit TV Network, they were just charging too much for air to rent the airspace. And I was like, if you're making that much off of me, how much could I make if I did it myself? So that was just a glimmer of a thought, a year and a half while I was filming my own show on something else. And then, here we are several years, well, a year and a half later, and Gen X is born. But there were some steps along the way, of course. I had to work with other networks to learn the ins and outs as much as I could. And then I just jumped in because that's what I do.
Amazing. Look, we're here. All right,
We're
Kim.
Coach Kim, how I guess you could go from the easiest part to the most difficult part of this, of establishing what is a brand new network, because what a lot of people don't realize is that with a channel, with a network like this, you have to provide programming. You've got to think innovation, and whether that's original programming or classic TV or whatever it might be. What has been the easiest part of trying to populate a channel at this point, and what's been the most difficult part?
The easiest part is actually the content, because I know what I liked to watch growing up. That's why I'm starting with Gen X, because it's my generation. But of course, and what I haven't told many people at all is that I don't just have a channel, I have an entire network. I just haven't released other channels yet. But the easiest part is the content. The hardest part is getting the word out. That is the hardest part, the marketing and building a team. So, well, let me back that up. The hardest part is building a team, because if I had a great team, a full team, I should say, because the team I have is really great, but we need a full team that actually knows the TV business. None of us know the TV business. We are blind leading the blind, but we're doing everything we can to keep this train moving forward. So yeah, building a good, trustworthy, knowledgeable team has been the biggest challenge, so we can get it marketed and out there so people actually know about Gen X.
And Coach Kim, you've got, your hand in so many different pots. Where does the entrepreneurial spirit come from? Like, what's the genesis?
I'm just thinking generations back, because my uncles are entrepreneurs. My father is an entrepreneur. My grandfather was not much. My grandfather was actually a pastor. So I'm just gonna say it's just in the bloodline, because even when I think about my cousins, most of us are entrepreneurs. And that's probably because we don't like other people telling us what to do. Yeah. That's that control factor.
Okay. What's on your wish list for Gen X TV?
I want Gen X to expand to Gen Z, Gen A, millennials, those different channels on the Gen X network. I want to see it to have that TikTok university. I want one of the channels to be an educational stream that teaches things. I want one of the channels to be audio, where people like me like to sleep with the TV on, but you don't like the bright light. So we could just have like old school radio or books or something, audio channels. So basically just expanding and growing, and eventually becoming a household name like Tubi.
Yeah. It's funny, before you go, Kendall, people, Tubi always gets the bad rep because of just the video, the bad filming that they put out there. I mean, I think Tubi, that's brilliant marketing, right? You just show the bad stuff, like, oh my God, look at these movies on Tubi. Like, that's not even the same person in the same frame. Like, they switch actors completely. But it's marketing. It all got us to Tubi to see it. But Tubi actually has amazing content on there. Like, Amen. I love Amen. But other great stuff. But go ahead. Kendall, my bad.
No, you're good. So I wanted to ask about your recent travels to Africa. Is that more for you business or personal, in the sense that obviously a trip to Africa, it can be, a lot of people have said they're life-changing. I've had relatives who've gone and said it's an amazing thing. But as an entrepreneur, I've seen a lot of people from America go into Africa and tap the different markets, because it's a huge continent, obviously. Tap different markets and different people who want to invest not only their time but their money and potentially content. Did you get into that some when you were over in Africa?
Oh, absolutely. We actually have a Ghanaian team and a Nigerian team over there that are producing content for the channel. So I would definitely love to see that expand, because I am a huge Nollywood fan. I love Nigerian movies. So yeah, I definitely want to see that expand. But while I was there was actually a meet and greet, a networking event, meet and greet type of thing for people in the TV industry in Accra. So that was great. Now, did I make it? No, because I was jet lagged and I fell asleep. But I did send the Ghanaian team, so they went in my place. So just to get the name out there. So we do have connections with the hotels, some of the hotels down there, not all of them, and some of the resorts, because they like to exchange, our advertising to the American market to let them know about our resorts and things. So yeah, it's in the works.
It's awesome. I'm wondering if there are other, like, because you talked about some of the goals for the different channels. Are there specific creators out there that you've been trying to link with? Like, us as We Are Something Else feel incredibly blessed with the opportunity to be on GenX and have another place for our content to sit. Are there other creators out there that you've been working with that you really want to highlight, that people should be going and making sure that we're checking them out, and that are on GenX even, that we need to make sure that we're tuning into?
Great question.
Yeah, that is a really good question. And the first one that pops to mind is one that I'm still waiting on. And he's right here on this panel that I'm still waiting.
That guy.
It wasn't a setup, I promise.
I knew that was coming.
My goal is to give different, unique, original experiences. That's why I really love WRSE. Like, I literally watch you guys almost every day. Even if it's not on the live stream, I go to on demand and watch it. Because it's a podcast, and like you said in the beginning, there's so many podcasts out there, but yours is so different, and I always get engaged with the conversations that you guys have going on. So I love that. And what Kendall will bring once he's ready is that radio to TV, type of feel, because he's just got it, all of that knowledge, and the way he engages with the audience and everything, and the audience gives back to him. And you've got your "where the white woman at" type thing going on. Like, you just have everything perfect. I just want to box it and put it on the TV. And Roland is another one. I want to get Roland on there with his drink of the day and whatever else he's got going on. But at the top of my mind, that's what I just like different, unique content. We just got a new content creator from Tennessee. His stage name is Sig Homie. And he just submitted his very first show. He's doing a variety show, kind of like, I don't even know what to compare it to. He's just different. But his first episode is actually the Drunk Spelling Bee, where they rented out this club and literally did a drunk spelling bee. So I haven't finished watching it yet. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be hilarious. He has a lot of things coming down the pipeline that will keep things going. I don't even know how the Tennessee. Oh yeah. My astrologist, for those that believe in that, my astrologist linked me to all these creators in Tennessee. So we have some good stuff coming down the pipeline from them.
That's awesome. Chauncey is stamping your word, saying get him, get Kendall, get him.
That's right.
Anissa, good to see you. Got nice everybody. So they're competing in the YouTube chat to get the number one next to their name. They're just commenting back and forth.
As they should be.
Let's see if there's any questions. But my question, what does a day in Coach Kim's life look like?
That's so funny because my cousin didn't believe me till she actually rode with me one day and she was like, I can't believe you do all this in one day. I'm like, yeah. It's work, but it's different kinds of work because my dad, as I said before, he's an entrepreneur. Both my parents, of course, they're getting on up there. So I do his work more than he does at this time, just because, physically and mentally he's drained. Understandable. So first thing in the morning is I have to go run his clinic because he owns and operates a dental clinic. He's no longer there because now I operate the clinic. So I operate the clinic, and while I'm operating the clinic, I am also doing GenX programming. Once I leave the clinic, I go to my life coaching office where I still have my life coaching clients that I've had way before GenX even started. I have a Yoni Steam spa. So there's Yoni Steam clients that have to be taken care of. Then I have to check on my sons because, I do have a family. And then I have to check in with my fiance to let him know I'm still alive. I'm here. I'm still alive. And then Chauncey texts me and says, Kim, did you eat today? And I'm like, no, I didn't. I forgot to eat again. So Chauncey fusses at me all the time. For those that don't know who Chauncey is, she's my CAO, my Chief Administrative Officer, that keeps me on track with everything. And she's the one that makes sure that all these lives and things work because I'm completely computer illiterate.
Shout out to Chauncey.
Shout out to Chauncey. And yeah, that's pretty much my day. It goes by pretty fast because I'm always doing something. And then when I finally leave my office, the life coaching office, I go home, take a shower, I get in my bed. And if I have reports that I need to do for the clinic, I'm working on the laptop. Or if there's something that needs to be edited, then I'm doing the editing for the channel. I'm working until I fall asleep. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
You got 10 job.
I got 10 jobs. Look, and then my fiance just started this new streaming thing, Coop Vision, because Amazon kept taking his jailbroken Fire Sticks and taking all the apps off. So he was like, I need my own streaming stick. So yeah, these just came in today, all 5,000 of them. So
Wow.
So now we have to put together a marketing plan and some commercials and ads and start pushing the new Coop Vision so people can support a Black-owned business instead of buying a Amazon Fire Stick. Yeah.
Wow. I may know a place that does something called Black Business Series where we could talk about that.
Oh, he would love that.
KB,
yeah.
No, this is awesome. And what's interesting about CB bringing up other creators and, full disclosure, yes, I have had a discussion with Coach Kim and Chauncey about trying to do some things in the future, and they're waiting on me when I'm ready. And obviously there's a lot of stuff going on this end for me in this house, but knowing how my executive producer works, when this show is over, she's going to be like, where else, as far as the different channels you want to go, where else are you looking to maybe distribute GenX TV? Because we know in the certain places that it is now, is there more distribution on the way, or are you just trying to take it all from homegrown, like here's the app and here's where you can find us right here, right now, but is there more distribution on the way?
Yeah, hopefully the goal is, well, right now, since we're only on, I won't say only on, we are on Fire TV and Roku, but I want to expand to Android because that's when we can really get all of those other streaming platforms, such as, I don't know, like Philo. What are these streaming platforms everyone pays for? But the platforms that have, even YouTube TV, the platforms that have live channels, I want to see GenX as part of those live channels on the other platforms. Mm-hmm. So, but the first step to that is to become available on Android. And I said I'm not putting another dime into GenX TV until I start seeing a return on my money. So it has to pay for itself at some point. But once that's the next investment would be to upgrade to include Android so that we can start targeting those other streaming platforms to get GenX TV on there. So that way more people will see it.
Absolutely.
And I don't know how many more rounds we're doing, Kaleo, but
Wrap it up here so we can get into the top 3.
Cool.
Yeah. Top 3.
Coach Kim, the last question that I have for you then is, as ladies in the industry, and with everything that you do, we know that it can be much harder for you guys, just in general, than it can be for us dudes. What are some of words of advice and encouragement for the other ladies out there that, you know, they've also got some ideas, and, you know, they just need that little push to actually follow through on it? You know what I mean? Like, what are some words that you can say for them?
The usual cliche, don't give up. But I would say be on your P's and Q's. And I would say that to anybody, not just ladies. It's the professionalism for me. That's been the biggest pet peeve for me, is going to I love to support local. I love to support small. I love to support women owned. But a lot of times that level of professionalism isn't there. Like, if I'm offering you the channel per se, I don't even know how to word it. Don't have Big Mama answering the phone. You know, be a little professional. Think about your presentation to the world, not just to your YouTube friends or your Facebook friends. Think about how you're going to present yourself to the world, because GenX is a global channel. So when you're doing your business, don't think about it just for the particular community that you're in. Think about your business being global, and stay professional and keep going. If you need help, that's what we're here for. Collaborate. Don't compete with other women. Collaborate.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Before we get into the top 3 that we asked everybody, just to let us know, tell us about the CAD podcast, and how, you know, when does it air? You know, just give us all the background on CAD podcast. How did it come to be? Who's your co-hosts? All that good stuff.
Yeah, and actually CAD stands for Coaching After Dark. Started off as a podcast with me and my cousin, Mr. C.A. Noor, and that was for me to be able to speak to the nasty side, because we started out being a kink education podcast. And C.A. Noor is an intimacy poet, so to speak. So it started out being nasty, but then we added more people, and we started to get a little more intelligent about our community and speaking on more important things in the world other than just sex. So we changed it from Coaching After Dark to CAD, so that it'll appeal to more people, because we got picked up by the Lit TV network, and they told us we couldn't do all that nasty talk on their channel. So we had to clean it up. But yeah, we submitted our very first episode, and they were like, yeah, we can't air this. And I'm like, but didn't you know who I was before you signed me? So yeah, that's who we are. Coaching After Dark, the morning show for night shifters. We are supposed to be like the Tom Joyner morning show, but at night. And yeah, so we talk about a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I've caught it on GenX TV. Great programming. So let's do this. Thank you for the portion of the Black Business Series. Let's get into some fun things real quick. Now, we ask everybody, because we're enamored by different people's takes on movies, albums, and I did ask you about TV shows. So,
Yes.
top 3. Let's talk TV shows, because this is our first time asking this. We've done producers when we had a producer on. Shout out to Kev Brown. But let's do TV shows. Since you have a network of TV shows on it, or you grew up watching TV, what are your top 3
list
of all time?
Of all time. I kind of had to laugh at myself because of what my favorite TV show at this moment is. But of all time, starting with number 3, Big Bang Theory. Number 2 is Scandal. And number 1 is A Different World. But
that's sneakerhead culture there. We love A Different World. Okay.
Thanks.
So let's do movies, and we'll save that one to last. Top 3 movies of all time.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, number 3, Grease. Every time it's on the TV, I stop and I sing along to all of it, and I know all the words. Number 2, Purple Rain. And number 1, my all-time favorite movie ever is Sparkle. The original, not the remake. The original Sparkle.
Nice. Okay. Definitely haven't heard Grease and definitely haven't heard Sparkle as far as movies. All right. Albums always we tell you to do 5, but we know, I mean, it's going to change. You're not going to remember some, but top 3 albums of all time.
Top 3. Tender Lover, Babyface. Who is Jill Scott? Yeah, Who is Jill Scott is number 2, and number 1 is Off the Wall. Michael Jackson.
Okay.
That's a great list.
That's a good list. Yeah. Okay.
Heavy hitters everywhere.
That's amazing. So don't go anywhere just yet. We're just going to transition before we can get out of here, and then yeah. So you know what time it is now, right? Everybody knows what this is. I think it's. All right, CB, what we got for that cop or chop?
So since we had Coach Kim on, figured we'd actually bring up some latest releases that just dropped. This is the Twilight Pack from Jordan. It consists of a Jordan 1 mid and a Jordan 1 low. You got a mixture of materials on there, some suede, and some embossment on the leather, which looks really cool. We know that we have a contingent on our sneaker podcast that are not fan of the mids. So, but mids are, and so full context, since these are lady shoes, they're in lady sizes. So I know for a fact Kaleo can't get either of these, even if he wanted them, because they basically tap out at my size in men's. So, but the lows are 140, the mids are 150. If you had the opportunity and, say they fit you, would you guys be copping or would you be chopping? I think the low looks pretty cool, but Kaleo knows I'm not a fan of the mids.
Absolutely. All right. Kim, copping or chopping these?
I don't like those, the pastel colored ones. Yeah. Cop means I would get those, right?
Right.
Yep.
I would cop those.
So I do have a daughter. Yeah, I would cop these for. I think either pair, because she's transitioning right now from highs and lows. So either pair, I would definitely cop for her.
I'd buy a pair for Snarky. I mean, if she wanted them, if she's like, oh, I like those, yeah, because she needs a good good sneaker. So she's she's sneaker deficient. So I'd get it for her. I think she might like one of those possibly. So yeah.
I sent Snarky 2 pairs of Grambling State Adidas yesterday, and she hated both.
She hated it. Because she said they were ugly, even though they're her alma mater. Yeah. She hated the design on them.
One pair from last year's Adidas Grambling State collab, and I've been looking ever since for. And them things, they were actually a good pair last year. Now just So
yeah.
All right, what we got? Let's do some shoe and tell, and we can get out of here. I'll go ahead and lead it off. Shoe and tell. All right, so I was able to some of the free time that I have these days. I was able to go to a Nike outlet. And, did I show these at TV?
In our group chat.
Yeah, I was able to cop a pair of Air Max 1s. I've been a fan of Air Max 1s, but between TB and E-Rich, these have grown. Air Max 1s have become my thing. So, its original retail price was like $100, but I got these for like $60 at the Nike.
That's a win.
Up the street, and then I recently bought some sail laces, which is like the off-white color. I might replace them, but at least rock them one time with the red laces in them. So yeah, that's my shoe. Kendall, did you bring anything for shoe and tell?
Come on, son. I did. Come on now. Hold on. But you actually know what these are, and I don't know if I showed these off the last time I was here. I'm infamous for showing off the awful Crocs. Remember that? And then earlier this year, we discussed the Nike Rejuvenates, right?
Yep.
So Nike came out with the slides, and I've got to say, thanks to the lovely Snarky Mac, that she got me the slides.
Yep.
For my birthday this year. But I'm looking at these because they look like they haven't been worn. That's because I bought a pair of burgundy slides to wear around the house. And I'm wearing those out like every day. That's my everyday shoe because I work from home and everything. But these are the special occasion ones, the black ones. And shouts out to WRSE because without y'all, I would have never known about these. And these are my favorite kicks. I love them.
To keep it in 100.
Shout out to our money.
Next week, Soul Tales guys are back, and we will be talking about Nike's, evolution of the Rejuvenate because there is a shoe that they put together that's good for your brain.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, we'll talk about like these. Kim, did you break anything for shoe and tell? Doesn't have to be a sneaker, anything.
Good, yeah, because I don't have any sneakers, but I did bring my favorite. Clutch. Everyone knows Go Yard for the totes and the luggage, which I do every day. But every now and then I have to have a little clutch. So,
Nice. You also get compliments on the blue wall behind you, Kim, from Dee Dee. Daydream has been talking about the blue
thank
paint.
you. So yeah, Go Yard does nice clutches as well as the big totes. So that's my contribution for today.
Nice. All right, CB.
So the phone be showing memories and all that stuff, and it was like, hey, a year ago you took some pictures of these shoes that you just got, and I was like, damn, it's been a year. So I might as well show them off again. Can we get the box in here? God, it's just this green screen. But the Heat Be Hot.
Yep.
New Balance 1906s. Salehi.
Yep.
This was, one of my sneakers of the year last year. You know what I mean? So, I was like, dang, it's been a year already. But yeah, these have definitely got some run. I've been wearing these, and in general, wear your sneakers, man.
Yep. Amazing. Let's do. And before we get out of here, everybody, this weekend, DC Shy Pie, another black-owned business, WRSE 10, save 10%. Shout out to Grant. Shout out to Margaret. Black-owned Chicago deep dish-based pizza, based out of DC. You got steak and cheese. You got salmon pesto. You got your basic sausage and pepperoni, and they ship. And we're still waiting on word for when they're going to do the official grand opening. I know they're doing some events down there, but yeah, we'll be down there. Again, Black Business Series guests, DC Shop, official Pizza We Are Something Else podcast. Now, CB, we talked about sneakers. I can't believe next week is the last week of October for our October show. So Soul Tales will be here next week. Yep. And that means we have 1 month away, maybe a month and a half away from doing our top 5 shows of the year. Every year, our top 5 sneakers of the year show. We do our top 5 albums of the year. And hopefully in your top 5 this year, if you haven't listened to it yet, go listen to Give Me Some Space. Me, Sean, and Xavier.
Yes.
EP we put out runs under 19 minutes. You can find on all stream platforms. Sean is away right now spending the church's money on vacation.
He took some space. He took the space.
But when he comes back, we got the next round of album promotion happening with this. But yeah, it's been a good year. All that said, Coach Kim, appreciate you.
Thank you guys. It's been a blast.
Tell us where we can find you. Talk about GenX. Just give us that last run of promo for everybody. Yeah.
Absolutely, everybody. Please download on your Roku or your Fire TV device the GenX TV app, and you can catch the CAD podcast on any streaming platforms where you catch your current podcast. Only place you can find WRST other than YouTube.
Hey, we love it here. And we'll be back live because we got to do a Smoque Spiel live. We've made Smoque Spiel our thing here. So we got to and come back in November live and do a live Smoker Spiel. So we'll send the word and let you know. Where can we find you?
Me?
This guy?
I am on
That
social
guy,
media.
or Coach Kim. Okay, I didn't hear you. Sorry,
No,
Coach Kim.
Kim, you
It's okay.
socials, and then Kendall, you go.
Social media platform at Coach Kim, the number 4 life. Coach Kim 4 life on all social media platforms.
Perfect. All right, KB, where can we find you?
All righty then. The Kendall B Show weekday mornings on Stationhead, Blast Radio, and Twitch. On Fridays, on Mixcloud. Do a little visual. I think the Mixcloud thing is me rehearsing for finally getting on GenX TV at some point. But we go visual on Mixcloud on Friday mornings at 9 Eastern and 6 Pacific, and it's 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific every weekday. But tomorrow we've got Funky Friday, so I'm looking forward to that. So find me there. Also find me on YouTube. I've got 2 YouTube channels: the Kendall B Show for all the crazy stuff that I do there, and then the Kendall B YouTube channel for travel stuff, which I got a lot of stuff on files that I need to put up. But that's where to find me. So looking forward to seeing y'all there.
All right. So hang out for background just for a couple. Once we're going to end the show, hang out for just a second, Kim, if you can, and KB, just for a second. Want to just do a wrap up after this. But all that said, it's an amazing show, successful show here at GenX TV. Thank you so much for your time, Kim. You could be doing anything else. We know you got a lot of things you could be doing, but you spent your evening here with us, and you, KB, of course. Appreciate your time. All that. Where's my button?
Follow us on YouTube at WRSE Podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe. Calling names, isn't your past, but then showing